Right now at 10, former President Donald Trump wins the Iowa caucus, cementing his status as the Republican presidential frontrunner.
But first, this blast of Arctic-like temperatures will stick around for several more days. Gary has the details on when we'll climb above freezing.
And a look at how Wisconsin honors Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. with events at the Capitol and Overture Center. It's all coming up on News 3 Now at 10. After a slow start to winter, 2 storms last week have been followed by Arctic temperatures for southern Wisconsin. You might as well call it First Alert Week because we have alert days in the forecast all the way through Sunday.
Many of the roads remain snow-packed and icy. Don't expect any improvement before we climb out of this cold spell. Let's check in with Chief Meteorologist Gary Canalti for a look at the first warn forecast. Gary?
Yeah, another bitterly cold night, and there are more on the way, at least through the end of the week. But there are signs that a big weather pattern shift will occur next week. In the short term, well, actually, the next few days, we have first warn weather alert days in the forecast all the way through Sunday morning. For nighttime low temperatures, it'll be below 0, perhaps as cold as 12 below 0. Daytime high temperatures only in the single digits to lower teens. Tomorrow will only be around 2 for the high, and wind chills at night as cold as 35 below 0. And even during the day, wind chills could be as cold as 20 below 0. Wind chill advisories are in effect for all of southern Wisconsin. That runs through noon or through 9 a.m. on Wednesday. The time lapse from the Platteville Queen Bee Radio Skycam shows that we had sunshine for the day today. It was a filtered sunshine, but it certainly didn't help temperatures very much. Lows this morning, generally in the teens below 0 from Madison westward, single digits below 0 to our east. High temperatures today, barely above 0 in most cases. A few places like Monroe didn't even get above 0. And right now, temperatures are in the single digits below 0. Janesville right at 0, but here in Madison, we're at 4 below 0, 3 below 0 in Cross Plains, also 3 below 0 in Stoughton. Factor in the winds, this is what it feels like. Feels like 15 below 0 in Madison, 24 below 0 in Lone Rock, and 25 below 0 Mineral Point, 28 below 0 the wind chill in Platteville. Look for a low of 12 below 0, wind chills by morning 30 to 35 degrees below 0. There's more of this winter blast on the way, but there's some good news on the horizon. I'll have more on that in the forecast in a few minutes.
Well, voters still brave the cold down in Iowa. Tonight's Iowa caucuses were the first major contest of the 2024 presidential primary season. Former President Donald Trump won Iowa, cementing his status as the Republican frontrunner. Results are still coming in tonight. What remains unclear is who will finish second to Trump. Florida Governor Ron DeSantis and former South Carolina Governor Nikki Haley are in a close race for second. So how are Iowans reacting to these results?
For more on this, we turn to our political reporter, Will Keneally, who has been following along with the caucus vote in Iowa. Will?
Well, Eric and Charlotte, we're outside one of those precinct locations a little bit west of the state capitol in Des Moines, Iowa. Now, it's a little bit of a purple county out here. Trump won by a few points in 2020. But in the location behind us here, he did a little bit better than that. He won with about 40% of the vote. Now, that's much better than he did 8 years ago in the same caucus when he was first running for president. And inside, we saw all number of Iowans take part in the process tonight, including one young voter who cast his first vote for president.
Feels good to be able to finally vote. So, yeah.
And he seems to have a mind of his own, so he's not listening to mom and dad.
Yeah,
I don't think so.
we're not sure who's here to support. We've been talking lively conversations around the dinner table.
Now, so Iowa does it a little bit differently, where volunteers for the campaigns actually get to speak to the voters ahead of time, trying to persuade them. As you saw, they did the counting right there on location, so it took about a little less than an hour, really quickly, much faster than we do back in Wisconsin. Some things for our Wisconsin viewers to watch out for, though. To watch out for the top 2 or 3 candidates emerging from Iowa. Those will likely be the people that we see on our April ballot. But for now, reporting from West Des Moines, Will Keneally, News 3 Now.
President Biden's re-election campaign says it raised more than $97 million in the fourth quarter last year. The campaign also says that it entered the election year with $117 million on hand. As far as the Republican candidates go, former South Carolina Governor Nikki Haley's campaign says it raised $24 million in the fourth quarter. Neither former President Trump nor Florida Governor Ron DeSantis have yet to release their fourth quarter fundraising figures.
A redrawing of political boundaries in Wisconsin for the state legislature would reduce Republican dominance. That's according to an independent analysis of the plans for the newly ordered maps, which was announced late last month by the Wisconsin Supreme Court, ruling that the current maps are unconstitutional. 7 sets of new state Senate and Assembly maps were submitted to the Supreme Court Friday. In its ruling, the court ruled the boundary lines were not contiguous, resulting in districts with disconnected pieces of land in violation of the state constitution. So what comes next? A pair of consultants hired by the court will analyze these submitted proposals and issue a report the first week of February. A frightening situation in Iowa County yesterday after an agricultural facility used to house propane caught fire, causing residents to shelter in place throughout the day. This morning, the shelter-in-place order for the community of Cobb was lifted. Authorities say the fire today has been contained to just a few hot spots. Iowa County officials are letting the building burn out. We're told that pouring water on it could actually make the situation worse.
With the contents of that building, water can amplify the challenges that we have. So it's actually safer to let the fire burn itself out, given the containment that we have.
For now, things are mostly back to normal. Highway 18 reopened this morning. No one was hurt during the fire nor the response. Today, the whole nation honored the day Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. was born. Madison and Dane County held their annual observances at the Overture Center.
The event's keynote speaker and one of the Little Rock Nine spoke one-on-one with our Arman Rahman and says it's a day we should all see the work we still need to do.
Madison and Dane County's 39th observance of Martin Luther King Jr. Day is headlined by a speaker who led the movement to desegregate schools in the 1950s and says there are still many lessons to learn from Little Rock.
This is no time for celebration until celebration is here. But we got a lot of work to do.
Dr. Terrence Roberts hasn't stopped doing the work since he was 15 years old, growing up as a Black American.
You mature faster because you have to. I could have been killed had I not understood the rules.
Roberts is one of the Little Rock Nine students who were barred from entering the formerly all-white Little Rock Central High School by the then governor of Arkansas in 1957, 3 years after the Supreme Court's historic Brown v. Board of Education ruling.
The governor of Arkansas closed down all public high schools a year following the so-called desegregation. And I'm amazed at how many people will come up to me and say, oh, we're so glad you were so successful in desegregating.
As we witness, the fight for civil rights is far from over.
Dr. Roberts says 67 years later, education is still not accessible to all, nor does it paint a true picture of history.
We think it's important. That's the word. Those are the words. That's the parlance. But in action, we don't. We don't fund education, we don't support it, we don't respect it.
Two young people in the Madison community, Ashziana Alexander and Matias Lemos Castillo, were awarded the Martin Luther King Jr. Humanitarian Award this year. Dr. Roberts urges all young people to step up and investigate their history.
I'm always urging them to read, always urging them to ask questions, to put people on the spot if they have to, not be afraid of it.
Throughout the whole weekend leading up to Monday's event, the main group organizing the observance, the Martin Luther King Jr. Coalition, hosted events centered around youth across Dane County. In Madison, Arman Rahman, News 3 Now.
Music filled the Capitol Rotunda this afternoon as part of Wisconsin's Martin Luther King Jr. Day celebration. The event celebrated the life and legacy of the late Reverend King in music and spoken word. Also during the event, a Milwaukee woman was honored with this year's Wisconsin MLK Heritage Award. Lisa Jones is the executive director of the Milwaukee Inner City Congregations Allied for Hope, or MICA, where she fights for racial justice and equity for communities of color. The theme of today's ceremony, one day.
One day, I believe in that one day because Dr. King believed in that one day. He believed in an oppression-free world where we are all healthy. We are all spiritually and mentally healthy, and we have everything we need. So maybe there will be one day where we don't need food pantries because everybody will have the food that they need. Everybody will have a job.
Along with Micah, Jones is also the co-chair of the organization Rid Racem Milwaukee. A weekend shopping trip turns into a fit of rage, and it's all caught on camera.
Up next at 10, a man uses a skid loader to wreak havoc in the parking lot. We'll share what he told one witness about why he did it.
You're watching News 3 Now at 10. Winner of the Best Evening Newscast by the Wisconsin Broadcasters Association.
Are record energy costs putting a squeeze on your fixed or limited incomes? With inflation rising at record levels and incomes not keeping pace, you might be one of tens of thousands of Wisconsin residents who are struggling to survive in the blistering heat of summer or the bitter cold of winter. While you haven't asked for it, the Keep Wisconsin Warm Cool Fund and your local energy assistance providers are here to help. No Wisconsin resident should ever have to face the challenge of living without heat or power or face homelessness. For a hand up, apply today and call 1-800-506-5596. That's 800-506-5596. Or visit www.kwwf.org.
When you have moderate to severe eczema, it's okay to show off. With Dupixent, show off your clearer skin and less itch, because you have plenty of reasons to show off your skin. With Dupixent, the #1 prescribed biologic by dermatologists and allergists, you can stay ahead of your eczema. It helps block a key source of inflammation inside the body that can cause eczema to help heal your skin from within. Many adults saw 90% clearer skin. Some even achieved long-lasting clearer skin and fast itch relief after first dose. Serious allergic reactions can occur that can be severe. Tell your doctor about new or worsening eye problems, such as eye pain or vision changes, including blurred vision, joint aches and pain, or a parasitic infection. Don't change or stop asthma medicines without talking to your doctor. Show off to the world. Ask your eczema specialist about Dupixent.
Discover new opportunities together in a new Chevy. Meet up in an award-winning Equinox. Lend a hand in the Silverado with up to 14 available camera views. Or mix it up in the Trax with an 11-inch diagonal display screen. Find the Chevy that's right for you. Get 1.9% financing on all 2024 Silverado models. Or get $6,000 total cash allowance on this Silverado when you trade in an eligible vehicle.
See your Badgerland Chevy dealer today.
The Jennifer Hudson Show. It's the hilarious Craig Robinson.
Do you believe in sliding into DMs?
Absolutely not.
What's your style?
Hanging out with my girlfriend.
All right. Then we surprise Shanola Hampton
on the next Jennifer Hudson Show at 3. You're watching News 3 Now at 10.
A Nebraska man made the parking lot at a local Home Depot look like a monster truck rally.
He used a Bobcat tractor to smash into several parked cars, and one witness says he told him why he was doing it. Matthew Mitleiter has video of what happened.
I don't know what makes someone do something like that. I guess Nebraska's the new Florida. I'm going to start seeing Nebraska man headlines everywhere.
Lincoln police say a man behind the wheel of a Bobcat skid loader damaged a number of vehicles on Sunday afternoon, including a police cruiser. Officials tell us that 36-year-old Samuel Payrot of Lincoln had transported the skid loader, which was owned by his employer, to the U-stop near 73rd and Pine Lake Road using a company-owned truck. Then at around 2:30 p.m., authorities say Payrot was driving recklessly around several parking lots in the area before police eventually confronted him at the Home Depot nearby. One witness, Zachary Martin, says he was headed to Home Depot to pick up a few things and stopped to watch it all go down.
I seen Dodge Ram, front bumper on the bucket up in the air, and I'm thinking, this dude, he must have stole something in the Dodge Ram. That's probably the snow removal guys that got yelled at by loss prevention, whatnot, to, hey, stop that truck or something.
According to Martin, that's when he went up to the skid loader to see if the suspect needed any help. But when the driver opened the door,
he just, Home Depot stole from me, wham. Okay, buddy.
Martin says he then got out a pocket knife and attempted to cut the hydraulic lines on the skid loader to put an end to the situation.
Only thing going through my head is someone's got to stop this. Like, there is a Home Depot full of contractors, big burly dudes twice my size. Like, come on now, y'all. Exposed hydraulic lines. Go get a bolt cutter from aisle 5. I shouldn't be the one that's having to do it. You know what? Screw it.
But Martin says he wasn't able to cut the lines and had to back off for his own safety. Police say Payrot hit several vehicles and buildings before eventually ramming into an LPD cruiser. Officials say one person did have minor injuries after having their car struck. Payrot finally gave up after officers drew their firearms and gave him commands to get out of the skid loader. He was then arrested on suspicion of second-degree assault and criminal mischief. No shots were fired during the incident.
The cops finally, got him out of the Mini, got him on the ground. They were dogpiling on him. I'm happy I made it home safe at the end of the day.
Well, police don't know the total cost of the damage, but say the investigation is ongoing.
Unreal. Oh, and it feels too cold to go outside, or snow is preventing us from doing the things we enjoy. It's easy to just, pick up the phone and scroll the day away on our phones, and that can create work-life balance issues for some, because many of us are connected to our jobs through our phones or our laptops. Mental health specialists say it's important to find times to simply disconnect from all your work and social media, and by disconnecting, we can truly relax and renew ourselves instead of thinking of it as a work-life balance. They say it should instead be a life-work balance.
The rest of our lives is the most important thing, our family, our friends, who we are as human beings. And so being mindful that, yes, our jobs are important and we strive to do the best that we can, but the self is the biggest piece.
A recent study from the Pew Research Center found that more than 4 in 10 adults don't take all of their paid time off, Gary. So make sure you're taking that time off to work on yourself or spend time with family and friends.
Gary, this blast of winter weather isn't exclusive to the Midwest. Nationwide, millions are getting a taste of winter, and that includes people living in North Texas. Snow began falling in the Dallas-Fort Worth area late last night, and that continued into the morning. That was to the delight of some kids in Plano who got to have a snowball fight this morning. Well, Tennessee also receiving quite a bit of snow. Here's someone enjoying it in Memphis. The road completely empty of traveling vehicles for this skier to enjoy. A state of emergency has been declared in the county that Memphis is located in.
Back here in the Midwest, the bitter chill putting a freeze on the Mississippi. This video is from Moline, and as you can see, the river has transformed from a free-flowing body of water to an icy surface. And if Lake Mendota hasn't frozen over yet, it'll be soon. Gary's back, and we were talking about you taking time off someday. This is like one last blast of winter for you. You got 45 days or so.
Yeah, Mother Nature is going to really make up for it, I'm sure, over the next 6.5 weeks. So, and by the way, the frozen water, I mean, that ice is probably
be close, right?
But it's not going to be thick. That's the problem, because when it freezes very quickly, it looks like it's frozen on top, but it's not very thick. So, yeah, keep that in mind. As cold as it's been, it's going to take a while for that ice thickness to build itself up. But we're just going to be dealing with the bitter cold temperatures for a while longer as I count down the days to retirement, right? Here's a beautiful weather photo from Lori Frenzel in Baraboo. A pretty sunset there. You can see the moon there through the hazy clouds. Send us your weather pictures to either through email, firstwarn@wisctv.com, or you can submit them directly through the First Warn Weather and Traffic app. A tip: hold it horizontally. Looks a little bit better on TV. We want to get as much of your picture on the air as possible. 3 things you need to know in the forecast. Well, unfortunately, the bitter cold is going to stick around a while, probably through Sunday morning. Other than a flurry, a chance of a flurry Thursday night, we're dry. And then, as we head into next week, we'll see above normal temperatures, also above freezing temperatures. And the next chance of precipitation, Tuesday and Wednesday, will mainly be in the form of rain. But until then, First Warn weather alert days remain in the forecast through Sunday morning. Nighttime low temperatures from 2 below 0 to 12 below 0, like tonight. And daytime high temperatures from 2 above 0, that's tomorrow, to as much as 11 degrees. That's Saturday of this weekend. But that means wind chills in the morning from 10 to 35 below 0. Even daytime wind chills could be as cold as 20 below 0 at times. Wind chill advisories remain in effect for the entire state of Wisconsin. Wind chill warnings to the south across Iowa and Illinois will change to advisories beginning at noon tomorrow. They all run through 9 a.m. on Wednesday. Future track wind chills right after midnight. We're looking at wind chills already between about 25 and 30 below 0. By early tomorrow morning, look at wind chills somewhere between about 30 and 35 degrees below 0. During the day tomorrow, this is high temp. When we normally see our high temperature around 3:30, we're looking at a wind chill still of about 20 below 0. Wind chills also staying to around 20 below 0 tomorrow night, because the temperatures won't be quite as cold, but the winds will pick up. So we're going to see similar wind chills. And then as we head into the day on Wednesday, high temperatures will get up to around 10 degrees or so, and wind chills could even be above 0 at a few spots. Most areas will be just below 0. Otherwise, high temperatures today, single digits statewide. To our south, it was actually colder, 2 below 0, the high temperature in Rockford, and we're going to see very similar temperatures for tomorrow. Wind chill advisory through 9 a.m. Wednesday morning for all of southern Wisconsin. Planning your day for tomorrow, temperatures start out around 11 or 12 degrees below zero. They're around 8 below zero by 9 a.m. By the time we get to noon, we're up close to zero. Some areas hitting zero, others just below it. And then by late afternoon, we're looking for high temperatures in the lower single digits. But again, the wind chills are going to make it feel a lot colder than that. Midnight wind chills around here, generally around 25 to 30 below zero. By the time you wake up tomorrow, we're looking at wind chills between about 30 and 35 below zero, even during the day. Late afternoon, we're still looking wind chills around 15 to 20 degrees below zero. Actual high temperature or overnight low temperature for Madison, 12 below zero. Wind chills as cold as 30 to 35 below. And tomorrow, partly sunny, breezy, bitterly cold. High of 2 above zero with wind chills from 10 to 20 below zero. Planning your day across Dane County. High of 2 in Middleton, 2 in Verona, and 2 in Windsor. Across the rest of southern Wisconsin, Platteville only gets up to 0, 3 for the high in Baraboo, and 0 for the high in Janesville. First warned 7 to 10 day forecast. Temperatures single digits to around 10 degrees. Nighttime low temperature single digits below zero all the way through Sunday morning. That's why we have the first warned weather alert stays there. Then as we warm up, we'll be warm enough for rain by Tuesday and Wednesday, maybe a little mix at night, but daytime highs in the upper 30s to around 40 and nighttime lows in the middle 30s. We'll be right back.
Now, First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Find inspiration at the Build and Remodel Expo, sponsored by James Hardy. Meet local experts showcasing the latest innovations in home building and remodeling. Visit buildremodelexpo.com for details.
Hold on, I'm coming. You didn't tell me you were getting McDonald's.
Buy a sausage biscuit, sausage McMuffin, or sausage McGriddles and get one for $1.
This is how it feels to do more with less asthma, thanks to Dupixent. Dupixent is not for sudden breathing problems. It's an add-on treatment for specific types of moderate to severe asthma and can help improve lung function for better breathing in as little as 2 weeks. Dupixent helps prevent asthma attacks and can even reduce or eliminate oral steroids. Imagine that. Dupixent can cause allergic reactions that can be severe. Get help right away if you have rash, chest pain, worsening shortness of breath, tingling, or numbness in your limbs. Tell your doctor about new or worsening joint aches and pain or a parasitic infection. Don't change or stop asthma medicines, including steroids, without talking to your doctor. Who knows what you can do when you do more with less asthma? Ask your doctor about Dupixent, the most prescribed biologic for asthma.
It's a great time to have RG Heating and Air Conditioning check your home's furnace system for safety and efficiency. RG services all brands and installs quality Trane equipment to keep your home running smooth year-round. Call RG Heating and AC today.
This is Rhonda. She's a soul line dance instructor. And this is Rhonda's Good Feet story.
I love dancing, but I had foot pain and hated the fact that I had to sit out a couple dances. But since visiting the Good Feet store and wearing the arch supports, I definitely have not felt the pain. I am able to dance longer, feel happier. My energy levels have increased. Once that energy gets into you and you're feeling good, double spins.
Get back out there with arch supports from the Good Feet store.
We've never spoken, but you've told us many things. You told us you love stargazing, almost as much as you hate parallel parking. That heavy right foot of yours? We got you. The Lexus ES didn't begin in a studio, it began with you.
Get special offers on the 2024 ES350.
Habitat for Humanity of Dane County doesn't just build homes. We build financially strong families. Habitat Homes, financed through affordable mortgages, allow hardworking families to break the cycle of poverty and invest in their futures. Your support changes lives. Please donate today.
Badger men's basketball team moving up in the latest rankings after beating Ohio State and Northwestern over the past week. The latest AP poll, they are number 11, but in the coaches poll, all the way up to number 8. The second highest ranked team in the Big Ten at the moment, behind only second-ranked Purdue. But it's the Badgers atop the Big Ten standings undefeated at 5-0. Tomorrow they get a road trip to Penn State, then back home Friday to take on the Indiana Hoosiers. A pair of wins by the Wisconsin women's hockey team moves the Badgers up to number 2 in the latest USCHO poll. Wisconsin climbed up 1 spot in the poll from number 3, leapfrogging rival Minnesota. That's always good. It's dropped to number 5 after being swept by Ohio State. Wisconsin women's hockey center Casey O'Brien recognized today as the WCHA Forward of the Week. The senior from Massachusetts recorded 5 points over 2 games against St. Thomas, including a 4-point performance yesterday. It is the first weekly honor of the season for O'Brien, the 3rd of her career. The Badgers head to Minnesota State Mankato for a pair of games Friday and Saturday. The Packers went into Arlington, Texas last night and punched the Cowboys right in the mouth. Green Bay dropping nearly 50 on former head coach Mike McCarthy and sent the favored Cowboys home packing to the couch for the rest of the offseason. A lot of that was because of the performance of quarterback Jordan Love with his first ever playoff start. 16 of 21, 272 yards, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions, and 1 impressed head coach in Matt LaFleur.
Wow. That's about all I can say, Pete, is wow. What he did and the poise he shows, the command he shows, it just shows the growth that he's had from his first start versus KC to now. Just so proud and happy for him. He's a dude. He is a real dude.
The Packers move on to face the Niners in the divisional round. They'll travel west to California later this week. Kickoff set for 7:15 Saturday night on Fox, and it's still technically wildcard weekend for the NFL. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers, a big win at home over Philadelphia. That game just wrapping up minutes ago. Tampa all over Philly. 32-9, that is now a final. A major snowstorm in western New York forced the Bills to postpone their playoff game from Saturday to today. But before that could be played, they were in need of some snow shovelers, so the team offered anyone $20 an hour plus a free breakfast to dig Highmark Stadium out from all that snow. Safe to say, they did an incredible job. In a game you saw earlier today on News 3 Now, the Bills welcomed in the Pittsburgh Steelers to Buffalo. Bills already up 14-0 first half. Josh Allen, this was 3rd and long, and he just takes it himself. Look at the big guy go, 52 yards. He will take it to the house. 21-0 at that point. The Bills would not look back. Buffalo defeats Pittsburgh 31-17. A new documentary on Giannis Antetokounmpo set to debut on Amazon Prime Video next month. It is titled Giannis, The Marvelous Journey. It features interviews with him, his brothers, fiance, various NBA players and personalities. The movie is described as an intimate portrait of a global superstar with a focus on Giannis's childhood life in Greece and his rise to NBA stardom. The film will be available to stream starting February 19th, and we'll be right back.
No 2 accidents are the same, so don't let the insurance company treat you just like another number. Call Gruber Law Offices today. We'll give you the attention you need. We've helped tens of thousands of people get the money they deserve. 1 call, that's all.
Choose FlexBuy at a new Ford F-150 and get 3.9% APR financing for 66 months, plus $1,500 FlexBuy cash. See your local Ford dealer.
Salonpas, makers of powerful pain relief patches for 89 years, believes in continuous improvement, like rounded corners that resist peeling, with an array of active ingredients and sizes to relieve your pain. Salonpas, it's good medicine.
Oh, the weather. What's the chance of rain tomorrow?
Ooh, 80%. I make it rain. I make it rain.
Speaking of making it rain, at Ho Chunk Gaming Madison, we have an average 95% payout, which leads you to more chances of playing longer and more chances to win big. Play longer, win more, chances are you're gonna like it.
Ho Chunk Gaming Madison.
Family-owned Brothers Maine knows choosing appliances for a remodel or new build can be exciting and overwhelming. Our experienced staff has experienced it all as we've guided thousands of area families through appliance selection. Brothers Maine has a larger inventory and low-price deals that consistently beat competitors, including Big Box. You heard me, Big Box can't beat our prices. From sales to install, Brothers Maine does it all. Feel great about your purchases and feel like family at Brothers Maine.
Happy Take and Bake Tuesday!
Every Tuesday at Papa Murphy's, you can get any large pizza for just $10.99, which makes Tuesday the best day to bring home all your favorites.
We might have too many favorites.
Order now at papamurphys.com.
Can your roof handle our Wisconsin winters? If you're tired of repairing leaks and replacing shingles after each storm, call us, the metal experts at Sweeta Metal Roofing.
Sweeta Metal Roofing, the last roof you'll ever need.
Interested in an electric vehicle? Bergstrom has the largest selection of electric vehicles and a team you can trust. Buy with confidence and complete peace of mind from Wisconsin's #1 automotive retailer. Bergstrom Automotive, driven to deliver gas, hybrid, or electric.
If you've been seriously injured in a car accident, watch out.
The insurance company's job is to do what's best for them, not you.
Don't trust the insurance company after your accident. You can miss out on what you really deserve. Call Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
Traveler calls it a wrap, Thursday at 10.
An active duty Air Force officer was crowned Miss America last night. This is 22-year-old Madison Marcia. She's a second lieutenant in the U.S. Air Force from the state of Colorado. Marsh is also a master's student at the Harvard Kennedy School's public policy program. Her win makes her the first active duty Air Force officer to ever be named Miss America.
There she is.
Oh, here's Gary singing again. Not winning the music portion of the contest.
I remember when Bert Parks was singing that. So
it's been a while, Gary.
Well, let's take a look at the live view from the Edgewater Sky Cam. Looks pretty out there, but it is pretty cold. First warned weather alert days in the forecast through Sunday morning for bitterly cold daytime and nighttime wind chills. Wind chill advisory in effect through 9 a.m. Wednesday. These are current temperatures, single digits below zero. Here in Dane County, we have some places close to 5 below zero already.
I think I'd rather have you sing than that forecast. Have a good one, folks. Thanks for watching.
Do something good.